Hey guys, what's up? It's Claire and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Also, welcome back to Bookmas. I don't even know what day of Bookmas it is that this video is going to be uploaded, so sorry about it. It's in the title somewhere. Today's video, we are going to be talking about popular books that I will never read. And you might be thinking to yourself, why would you completely write off a book before giving it a chance, before starting the series and seeing if you like it or not? The truth is, these books drive me insane for different reasons, and that's why I'm just never going to pick them up. There's so many books in this world that I want to read, so many books I'll never have time to get to, so wasting my time on books that I just already know I'm not going to like, I'm not here for it. So I have 10 books/series that I have decided to DNR, and some of these are even authors that I just simply wrote off as a whole. So let's get right into it, shall we? I also have a little microphone here. This is what I use for like TikTok videos and stuff, but honestly, I needed something in my hands throughout this video, so there it is. Anyways, the first book that I have that I will never read is Normal People by Sally Rooney. Now, this book, I'm not even gonna lie, guys, I don't even actually know the plot of this book. I don't know what it's about. I don't even know the genre. Maybe like romance, fiction, one of those two. That's my guess. I did actually used to own a copy of this book, and I did pick it up and plan to read it because I had heard really great things about it. However, the reason that I am not going to read this book is because Sally Rooney does not use quotation marks in her writing. And as a normal reader would, I use quotation marks to differentiate thoughts from dialogue. So when I was reading the book, because I got max 20 pages in, and when I was reading the book, I was just very confused. I didn't know what was being actually said, what was a thought, and when I bought the book, I didn't realize that was how it was written, and I'm not gonna lie, I was very disappointed. And if she does decide to publish a version with quotation marks, maybe I'll give it a shot, but until then, it's a DNR, a DNF for me. The second book or collection of books that I will never read is anything by Colleen Hoover, and I mean that so wholeheartedly. I don't know what I can say on YouTube, but if you just look up, just Google Colleen Hoover quotes, you'll see what I'm talking about. There's some really inappropriate stuff in there that like should never have been even thought of, let alone said. I did read It Ends With Us by her, and I did see the movie because I thought I was gonna like it, and at the time, I wanted to see the movie because Blake Lively was in it and all of that jazz. No, not only did the movie suck, but the book was awful. And after that, I got rid of every single Colleen Hoover book on my shelf. So that's where we're at. Number 3 is the entire Haunting Adeline series. Now, I feel like this one is a pretty common series that a lot of people are not interested in, and the sole purpose is that it is a dark romance series, and I don't read dark romance. Not only do I like to read a romance for the sole fact that it's cute and fluffy and typically has a happy ending, that's what I enjoy in a romance book, but this one has some interesting themes. So I wanted to do my research on all these books and figure out what they were about for the most part and see if I was truly DNFing them. And this book, quite literally, is about the MMC stalking the FMC until she decides to develop a relationship with him of sorts. And then once that happens, apparently he's very territorial. He's kind of a psychopath. And I asked ChatGPT exactly what goes on in this book, and it says stalking, violence, and non-consensual elements, making it suitable for readers comfortable with darker themes. I also don't like dark themes, so. Okay, then we have number 4 is another series, and this is the Knock 'Em Out series by Lucy Score. I feel like everyone has seen these books. I think they were very popular on Book Talk, like at the start of Book Talk, and this one's just not for me, and not for any reason other than that they are 600 pages thick. Why is a romance that thick? What do you have to say? I like a short romance. Honestly, under 300 pages is like golden for me, let alone double to triple that. That's crazy. I did do my research on the Knock 'Em Out series, and I did think that the plots seemed cute. And it's nothing against Lucy Score. I'm sure she's a great writer. I haven't read anything by her yet. I do plan to at some point, but this series is just, it's too much for me. I think I'm gonna have to skip it. I do know that the Dreamland Billionaire series are also pretty thick romances, but once it gets to like 600 pages, I'm out, guys. Number 5 is A Little Life, and this book is said by many to be genuinely the saddest book in existence. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I can mentally handle that. I have my own trauma and own things that I'm dealing with, and I'm going to therapy and have been for like 2 years now, and I don't need to backtrack. We're moving forward, and this book, I fear, would traumatize me. I don't mind an emotional book, and I do feel like sometimes you do need a good cry, and having a book that makes you cry might help heal you in a way, but I just think that this one is going to be a little bit too heavy for me, and I also fear it would put me into not only a depressive episode, but also a major book slump, and I just want to avoid that at all costs. Nothing against the writer, and I'm sure that the book is amazing, but it's not for me. All right, number 6 is Credence by Penelope Douglas. This book scares me. So not only is it not a book that I would be drawn to, and I was at Barnes yesterday, and I saw it on the spice table, which was an interesting way to advertise it, because this book, not joke, from my understanding, is about, I don't know what I can say on YouTube, relationships within a family. It's a word that starts with an I. I don't think I can say that on YouTube. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Number 7 is the Twisted series by Anna Huang. Now, I did read Twisted Love earlier this year, and these books are on Kindle Unlimited, so I was like, yeah, a whole series I can read on Kindle, I'm gonna eat it up. No, I didn't like Twisted Love that much that I decided to completely DNF the rest of the series. I actually owned the entire book series, physical copies of them, and a signed copy of Twisted Love, and I got rid of all of them because I did not love it that much. It was that bad to me. I have heard that the series does get better, but if you have read the first one, you have to admit, even if you enjoyed the book, that was cringy. Seriously, what was that? Also, it has tropes in it that I don't really like. I don't like the mafia trope, and that takes place in there. Don't love the bodyguard trope. I think it's kind of weird. I think that's the second book. It's just not for me. Yeah. Number 8 is the Zodiac Academy. Now, I don't even know what these books really are about. I have heard that it's almost like reading a trashy television show, like a reality show, if that makes sense. I did see these books at Barnes & Noble yesterday, and I looked at the size of each book, and this really solidified that for me. But the fact that this series is 12 books, that's already enough for me. Like, at that point, y'all can have it. Number 9 is the Shatter Me series, and this series has 6 books and 4 novellas, so I fear I'm already too far gone. These books are YA dystopian fantasy, and I do love a good YA fantasy, but I also have never read a dystopian fantasy, so I'm not particularly drawn to them. Once I read the Throne of Glass series, I do plan to try out the Crescent City series and give that one a shot, which I also believe is a dystopian fantasy, and then I'll formulate my opinion. But yeah, I just haven't been drawn to it. I don't think this is a series that I'm going to get into. All right, and number 10, the final book for this video that I have decided I will not be reading is Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. This is the first or second book in the Maple Hill series, I think is what it's called. I did try to read this book, and I gave it a shot. I got about 50 pages in, and I DNF'd. Guys, when I say that this book is like 96% spice, and then maybe a 4% plot, I am so serious. This book has no, like, what? I love spice in a book. I think it's fun. I feel like it makes the story move along, and especially in like an adult romance, it's great. But I don't like when it's the whole plot of the book. I don't like when it's the whole premise and that the character's relationship is so ultimately just physical instead of emotional. But yeah, I attempted, and then I immediately DNF'd, and I did own that book and Wildfire. got rid of them because I don't like to hold on to books that I don't enjoy or I'm never going to read. I feel like it's a waste of space. So we got rid of those. Anyways, that is 10 books that I have decided I am never going to be reading. If you guys also have decided you're not going to read any of these books, let me know. Or if you like any of these books and you have a completely different opinion, I totally want to hear it. But I will say that it's going to take a prayer and a lot of convincing and probably someone begging on their hands and knees to get me to read any of these. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. And you can follow me on all my social medias. I am super active and we can become best friends. Also, if you liked it, be sure to hit subscribe. I make bookish content like this and I have tons of plans for 2025. Anyways, love you guys all so much. Thank you for watching and I will see you tomorrow for more Bookmas. Bye!